I wanted to just let you know, a lot of people are giving above what they've been giving, and a lot of people are, when they renew their membership, they're increasing the amount that they give on a recurring basis. I was having dinner with someone last night who's watching online, and she said, I want to have part in that, and so they got the coaster off the table and started writing to remind them of what they wanted to donate online. So all of us can be part of that. And Cindy Hensley is our prayer chaplain director. She's also our treasurer for our board. And Cindy's going to share with us some important spiritual principles about giving. Cindy?
Thanks, Reverend Tim. I'm on. There I am. So for those of you who know me, you know that when I get a microphone in front of me, I can go on and on and on. And I only have a couple of minutes, so I had to write some things down so I didn't go on and on and on. So again, I'm so delighted to be in service to this community as your board treasurer. I'm a part of a group we call ourselves the T3, your Trusted Treasury Team. And involved in that team is Debbie Catania. I think Debbie's down at the kitchen. She's going to be serving us lunch. Actually, she's standing outside. Wave, Debbie. Also, Lisa Hensley. Is Lisa Hensley in the house, our bookkeeper? And then Reverend Tim and Reverend Johanna. Even though there's a few of us, we still call ourselves T3, the Trusted Treasury Team. And today we're going to bring to you a center update. So many of you know that we've been talking about integral ministry. And so go ahead to slide 2. Thanks. And I just want to give you a brief on that. So continuing the path forward of integral ministry, and I just want to say that for me, the simplest terms about integral ministry is about relationships. It's about building and cultivating kind of a deeper understanding of relationships. And that's that relationship with myself, the God of my understanding, right? So that I can build and cultivate relationships with you, our beloved community. And so if you're thinking about this, I'm talking about myself, but this is really how we cultivate relationships so that we can fully move into our purpose, our evolutionary purpose, which is to make a positive difference in the world. So Tim's been talking lately, many weeks now, about embodying this and what it means to be a part of our spiritual community. And he keeps talking about these things about waking up and cleaning up and growing up so we can show up, so that we can show up to be our most magnificent selves and our spiritually mature selves, right? So he talked today about the boat, right? He's like, not hanging onto the rope, but paddling, paddling, paddling. That's what being spiritually mature means, and most awesome. So the spiritual cooperative is really about a transformation that happens for us when we move ourselves from this thing we've been talking about, moving from minister-centric, right? That just means like the sage on the stage is kind of the terminology that we use. Minister-centric to mission-centric. And what that means is really just moving our consciousness from this idea of member to owner. And I'm going to explain that just really briefly. In the minister-centric model, we come to church on Sunday like we're doing right now. We're like right on. And I love getting spiritually fed. And so I come to church and I get spiritually fed. And that's great. And some of us tithe, and that's great. And we don't want to stop that practice. If that's working for you, that's amazing. But what happens if Tim goes on vacation for 4 weeks and he's not here? Are we still coming? And that's this idea of when we are giving to the church or the minister, like we're giving to the outside. Reverend Tim talked about that today. That's minister-centric. But when we give from the inside to the purpose, our mission, that is mission-centric. And so again, this today is about teaching and just about traveling into the pool of integral ministry into the shallow end. Don't worry, we're not throwing you in the deep end. You do not need your life jackets today. You're doing okay. So also to be thinking about, in today's growing economy and the way that things work, the church back in the day used to be the place, right? Because the place you went to the church, you got all kinds of filled up and energized, and you gave in that way that you did. And today's economy has, how many people give to like many other nonprofits? I mean, many other nonprofits that really serve you, right? You're really invested in them. You feel a sense of ownership in them. And that's what we're calling forth today, is to shift our consciousness from this member. I mean, we are members, but you're really being an owner of our spiritual cooperative. And so that's why we talk about our mission, so that we can embody and feel what our mission is. And if you don't know it by now, you're going to continue to learn it because, we're continually talking about it. Our mission is, say it with me if you know it, centered in God, we are transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. And so when we can really embody that, we begin giving, instead of giving to source, we begin giving as source. Reverend Tim alluded to that today. If you're giving from the inside out to something, it's not, we need to be giving from the inside. I might have just gotten that backwards. I'm going to give you an example. This changed my life. Reverend Margie, many of you know her, she's on the mainland today. Many years ago in this congregation, a minister left. I won't mention which one. It was a minister who left. And I was so upset. I can't even tell you how upset I was. And I said to Reverend Margie, I'm thinking about leaving. Like, I don't even know how you can stay. I just felt in such turmoil. I was so upset that the minister left. And once again, we found ourselves in turmoil. And I was cooked. I was ready to get out of the raft. I'm like, I am done. Throw me overboard. I don't even care. I am ready to be done. And I said, how can you stay? And she said, because I am invested in the mission, not the minister. And I was like, what? What does that even mean? And it became the first time I understood what it meant to be mission-centric, to really embody that feeling of becoming an owner of our spiritual cooperative, becoming an owner of our beloved community. I actually understood it for the first time. And so when we started moving into integral ministry, I was heck yeah, I'm ready to get rid of the sage of the stage. Don't get me wrong, I don't want Tim to leave. He's still the sage on the stage for all of us. And it's our mission that compels us. It's our mission that provides us an opportunity to give. Next slide. The cooperative share is just a tool that we use so that we can understand what it takes to underwrite the expenses of the church. It's just a way in which we look at numbers to figure out what it takes to underwrite the expenses of the church monthly. And so I've talked about the car and the gas tank before and the needles. I've said to this group and many of you before, when we give regularly, all of us who are paying the bills at the church know if we have made it to our destination that month or we're at half a tank. But if we give regularly, consistent giving, then we can see at the beginning of the month that we're going to make it to our destination. The needle is moved to full. So that's why we talk a lot about consistent giving. Now, you could be a consistent giver and give a check. That's consistent giving. You could be a consistent giver and give money here when the baskets are passed. That's consistent giving. We just are looking for consistent giving. And in order to be a consistent giver, you have to feel like you want to be. Some of us are not in that relationship yet, and it's okay. It's okay. I'm running out of time, so I got to finish up here. It's okay if you're not in that relationship. We're inviting you to be in that relationship so that we can fully underwrite and get to the destination in our car, right? So like Reverend Tim said, some of us, the other week, we had this, I don't even know what to call it. What happened the other week? People started standing up and giving money. I was like, whoa, what's happening? I want to be a part of that. And in like 10 minutes, somebody, because they felt like an owner of this spiritual cooperative, this community, we raised like $11,000 in like 10 minutes. Like $11,000 were raised in 10 minutes. All we're talking about, friends, is changing the way in which we think about funds. So when we do the spiritual cooperative, it's what would everybody be giving? If every person was giving the same amount, that's what it would take to underwrite. But we don't all give in the same amount. We give of different ways and means. And so the big take-home message here is, next slide, give what you can. So it's a different model. It's just give what you can. So we're going to be passing the basket here shortly. And when it comes to you, if you're this person who's like, they're doing that thing again. They're doing that thing again. Those little baskets are coming toward me, and I think I'm supposed to do something with it, and like, got money in it. And I don't, if you are sitting in a seat today and you have $5 in your pocket to get home on the bus or to pay for your kids' lunch, do not give the $5 to the church today unless for some reason the Holy Spirit is asking you to. Give what you can. Bless the basket. We can all do that. We can all bless the basket. So it's really just about giving from where you can give. And we're going to explain this more later. This is the first of a many-part series on integral ministry and cooperative share. So you'll learn more. And if you're interested in learning more, I would welcome you to meet with me after service today. And also, next slide. We are the beloved community. So who's the beloved community? We are the beloved community. Let's hear it again. We are the beloved community. So we're a beloved community, and we are on fire for life, right? Were you on fire today at Reverend Tim's service? Was it like uplifting? Are we in the boat? Are we in the raft? We are in the raft. Are we paddling? Or are we holding on for dear life? We are paddling in the raft. So again, I want to invite our ushers up, and I'm going to ask Reverend Tim to come get this big thing out of my way. So ushers, come on up. And this is, I want to say, come on up, ushers. There's one, there's two, there's a couple more coming, there's three, there's four. This is about teamwork makes the dream work. We walked in today, and we were a little short ushered. I was like, where's everybody at? And then I saw these beautiful people, and I said, hey, beautiful people, would you step up into service today? And they said, heck yeah, because we're a part of the beloved community. And so they're in the boat, and they are paddling fast. So as the basket is passed today, I want you to just ask yourself, where are you? Are you feeling like a member and you're getting your basket filled by Tim, and if he doesn't show up, then you're not coming? Or do you feel like an owner holding on, paddling into our beloved community, paddling forward into our mission, changing lives, inspiring people? Just ask yourself where you are, and then let it happen naturally. So repeat after me. I am all that I am. I am the beloved community. I give freely of what I can. And so it is.